My name is James, and I want to talk about news people in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's what I want to talk about. When I lost my business due to Mike Castrucci Ford, I tried to tell my story on what he did to me on his dealer's lot on 28. No newspapers, no news companies want to let me tell my story to warn people not to go to them. I can't find a lawyer to touch them. So I don't understand why dealerships and banks can break laws and the news people don't want to make a story about it. And what I take it is I guess the state has rules and regulations and policies they got to deal with. And I think that's bullshit. If somebody like me lost their business, you should be allowed to talk on TV about your problems. Mike Castrucci has broke laws. In the courtroom, no dealerships can sell a vehicle without a muffler. It is a state law. Number 2, he is not allowed, or no dealerships can sell a vehicle with limo tint on the driver window. That's a law. Number 3, warranty fraud. He has screwed my truck up. He screwed me out of 2,300 miles off my warranty and laughed in my face when I lost my contract. That is bullshit. I don't understand how a dealership and banks can get away with murder and Ohio won't do nothing about it. Huntington Bank has phone harassed me. I was only 30 days late. Only. I told them I will make a payment next week on the 4th before 5 p.m. So, they called me on Sundays, all the way up to 11 o'clock at night. 11 p.m. 11 p.m. Now, I know they can't call after 7 or 8 o'clock at night. But 11 o'clock is too late to be calling. Number 3. Or is it 4? They have called my neighbors because I refused to talk to them. Once I sat there and said I would have a payment next week before 5 p.m. on the 4th. So, what I'm saying is, if they've been told when the payment will be made, why is it legal for them to call every day until I make a payment? On the 3rd day after she did that to me, I refused to answer the phone calls. She called me every day 10 times on the cell phone, 10 times on the house phone. I refused to answer the damn phone as soon as I sat there and said, I'm going to make a payment on this date and time. So she had enough nerve In Columbus, Huntington Bank called my neighbors to have me call the bank. And a judge in Batavia said that is phone harassment. If you get phone harassment through a dealer or a bank or a bill collector, what I would do is I would make sure, if you can't find a lawyer, start a Facebook page up on the dealer or on the bank or the bill collector's business name, and just tell your story on Facebook and YouTube like I'm doing. I will not shut my mouth up until Mike Castrucci Ford pays me what he owes me. I was pulling for 3 to 5 junkyards. I was trying to get on the AAA, and if I would have had my truck when I bought it in '09, I should have 6+ trucks right now. And Mike is going to get it for me. He has broke the laws. If I broke the same law he has, we'd be sitting in prison for 20 years. How can banks and dealerships get away with it and Ohio won't do nothing about it? I contacted Jean Smith. She sat there and said in a letter to me, it was, your issue is of a legal nature. It is a legal nature for a big company to screw you out of your business. I showed everybody that piece of paper. I copied it. I passed it out. That's why she's not in office no more. I did that to Richard Cordray. I voted his ass out. I did the same thing. Mike DeWine won't do nothing about it. I am doing the same on what you sent me. I'm voting you out, Mike DeWine. If you can't get off your lazy ass and do something, I'm voting you out. Simple as that. I will get my justice one way or another. And the judge who backed my ass up in the courtroom was on my side. I voted for him this year. And that's McBride in Batavia. The one judge was a little bit on my side with Huntington Bank. The judge's name in Batavia is Haddad. He told the bank to work with me, and because I was having rough times. The bank's lawyer sat there and said, "Oh, we'll work with you. What's a set of numbers that you can keep your vehicle, a month?" Well, I wanted a $400 or $437 a month, like the windshield said. No, I got stuck with a 4-year loan, paying $600 a month, instead of a 5-year loan, paying $400 and something. So they said, "We'll work with you." He went to the bank. The bank said no. So we can't, we tried to help you or try to work with you. That's not trying to work with me. Huntington Bank lawyer lied under oath to get that truck back. So, I am trying to get a movie deal. Anybody, I've got movie ideas, TV shows on there. If anybody can help me, I'm still waiting on a response from California on this movie deal. I want to make a movie to talk about the dealership, the bank, Ohio, and Ford. I am on a Ford lawsuit. Ford has gave me the big runaround. Oh, sorry about your luck. We can't help you. When I bought a lemon. So, why won't Channel 5, 9, 12, and 19 let me tell my story? No, they don't want to put us big companies down. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. When somebody lost their business and they had harassed, dragged through court, and made the dealership lawyer in the dealership look like an A in the courtroom, I thought I did pretty good for not being a lawyer. So, and my castrucci has people driving past my house when I was in court. Actually, when I'm not in the courtroom or courts, I'm sitting here at the house and it's 50 mile an hour. I see somebody doing 20 mile an hour past the driveway with their face hanging on the window or sticking their head out of the window to see what I'm doing, and I step out. Next you know, they punch the gas and take up back to 50 mile an hour. That makes it obvious. 3 to 5 times a week when I was being dragged in the courthouse. So, I'm going to tell my story one way or another. If somebody helps me make the movie, or I get my settlement from Ford, I get me another truck and trailer, and I tell my story of videotaping me picking cars up and talking about my story from going to the junkyards, and then I'm going to make a big movie deal, and I'm going to paste it all over YouTube. Exactly. And then I'm going to have people do the same thing that the sales guy did. I'm going to lay all my stinking paperworks. Here's one binder. So this is one straight from Mike's. Everything from his paperwork. I got another binder full of lawsuits Ford has been through with the Ford diesel trucks. It's thinking nothing but complaints with the 6-liter or the 6.7s. Another binder. This is all the lawsuits and complaints with the 6-liters and the 6.4s. Lawsuits, complaints, the whole 9 yards. I got another binder with all my receipts and everything in it. I will tell my story, and the news people won't let me tell my story. Another thing, before this is over, I live between Williamsburg and Batavia. There's another thing. Coyotes are bad out here. Why don't they tell their stories on the news about the coyotes? At least 2 or 3 times a month, I hear a small dog getting killed because of coyotes out there. Well, one day me walking out there, I've been about 15 feet away from one of them. And when I hear them out there, I don't go outside. There's getting too many out there in Jackson Township. So, they need to make a story on them, and somehow they need to go around and start killing them damn things because they're getting out of hand. I'm hearing dogs getting killed, so anybody has a dog or a cat, make sure they can't get to them because they will be dead. So, if you love your dogs, put them up.